Hello, my name is Kathleen Trued. Think true ed, as in education, true public education. I want to be your state senator for District 6. This covers all of St. John's, all of Putnam, all of Flagler, and northeast Volusia counties. For over 30 years, I was a classroom teacher with many subjects and many grades. Now I volunteer my time with adults and students in many areas: art, science, public policy, and issues of equality. I've lived in my district for over 15 years. I've been immersed in many aspects of local community life, serving as a docent at the St. Augustine Art Association, the Whitney Lab, part of the University of Florida Marine Bioresearch, the Community Chorus, and an officer in other organizations, including my political clubs. I believe everyone who is able to strive to give back to their community should do so. That's what I've tried to do. That's what I want to do in Tallahassee for all of us. There's been a political shift in Florida during the recent past. An example, our legislator is now diverting our public funds from our public schools to charter schools that are supported by corporate entities. Here is money that is going directly into the pockets of private organizations instead of back into the public good. And they are not required to meet the same standards as the public schools are. Another, teachers with top credentials and performance reviews are being arbitrarily dismissed because the legislators in Tallahassee have overridden the contracts the school districts have with our children and our grandchildren's educators. Another issue is Medicaid. It's a critical issue since it affects the health of the workers who have direct contact with all of our lives. The $51 billion that is to expand Medicaid is our tax dollars, and it's sitting in Washington, D.C., not here in Florida, helping folks to get medical support. Other issues include fracking or drilling for gas and oil. Yes, we need energy sources, but aren't we smart enough to move on and find a solution that will not harm our land and our water? I want to go to Tallahassee as your representative to set us on a forward path again for our schools, our health care, our economy, and our environment. I am Kathleen Trued, and I'm running for Senate, Seat 6. Thank you very much.
Do you favor or oppose implementing the Convention of States Amendment, and why?
The Convention of States Amendment is something that will bring lots of people together on lots of different issues. This is what we already do in many ways. One of the amendments that I'm very close to is the ERA. I've been very much in support of the Equal Rights Amendment. This is for all people. It is not just for women's equality, it is for everyone's equality. So everyone has a fair share and a fair part. Thank you.
Do you support or oppose non-threatening aid to illegal immigrants from taxes and fees imposed on Floridians?
Well, let's look at that word immigrants. And I think the hassle comes from the 80,000 children that have crossed the border, most of them along the Rio Grande in South Texas. We, all of us in America, have immigrant backgrounds. I can remember the same questions being asked of the Irish, or of the Germans, or of the Polish people, or of the people from Vietnam, or the Hmong who came and were rescued by many of the states. I think the support of these youngsters will make a stronger reunion between our country and their countries, and we can work toward a better international agreement.
The right to life issue is being fought in state legislatures across the country. What is your position?
The right to life amendments, many of which are out there and many of which our legislature has passed, have come about across the state because of a corporate writing in of a law from several different areas. Each of us has the right to life, but we don't have the right to influence somebody else's choice, whether from necessity or from need. We must be able to support all the people who have to make a serious choice on how their personal bodies have responded to an issue called a child.
Thank you. Where do you stand on Common Core curriculum and the issue of data mining over 400 elements on our children with our loss of privacy on this data?
This is just the latest iteration of which I have gone through dozens in many states where I have taught over my many years. There has never been a time when every iota of a child's performance has not been recorded, whether on paper 50 years ago or through the computers that we now use to support it. This is still private information. It is still kept private. The child's school life is not exposed. We need to upgrade what we do, how we teach our children. We always need to upgrade. We want them always to be better, but we are doing a strong job. Now, I come from St. Johns County originally, and they are the #1 school in the public school entity in the state right now. But there are other states that are struggling, other counties within our state who are struggling mightily with implementing. Well, let's go back to the teachers here. We have so many strong teachers, but we need one solid, well-trained teacher for every 25 students. This is a lot to ask of a lot of people. When we don't have these people who are well-trained to help and support the children, and parents who are in there with the children to work with them, we have a problem. Now, all of us want to have a strong public education. We want to support that, and we look forward to being able to implement that.
There are numerous records and reports of American history being rewritten in Florida textbooks. Have you reviewed any of these examples, and what will you do to ensure the accuracy of historical text?
Wikipedia to the fore. All we have to do is go back, and somebody can challenge and somebody else can correct. I just read a humorous incident where some pages in Washington were incorrectly correcting some pieces of history, and Wikipedia called it immediately and corrected it. I think this is an issue that is out in the front. Where we find it wrong, we need to just address it and correct it. And, if I may add, with the new textbooks that are coming in, we can be more diligent to follow the correction of all of the items that we feel have been omitted, such as the Gullah Geechee corridor, or inadvertently misled through our history books. So thank you. Yes, good question.
Do you have any closing remarks?
I am Kathleen Truitt. I'm running for Senate Seat 6. I want to thank you folks for helping me with this. My website is www.truid, TRUED.us, truid.us, truid.us. Thank you so much. Have a great day.